Hello.
Hello, Shalaka.
Hi, Maria. How are you?
Well, thank you. How are you?
Good. Like I said, I'm in Bangalore and I just managed to get into a place where there is a good network.
Mm-hmm.
So I was keeping my fingers crossed that, I should. I'm just trying to see if I can move to a place where the light is on my face. Okay. So just give me a couple of minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Alexandra will be joining shortly.
Yes, in 1-2 minutes, I think.
Okay. Let me make you the co-host in the meanwhile, so that you can let her in case, yeah.
So, I will pause our record now and will turn it on. Then the people will come, I think.
And hello, friends. We are very happy to see you all here and to greet you at this workshop that happened despite of everything. And thank you for describing this difficult situation. It is really very hard for us to work now. And really, we are very nervous about all the things that is going on, and it was a hard decision even to go on with this workshop. But thank you that you joined. That we feel that support from IAF, and well, we stand for peace and people sharing their warmth of hearts. And I hope that something, well, a miracle will happen soon, and people will find their best sides of their souls, and it somehow will be solved. So, Maria, some words from you also.
Yes, my thoughts about the situation, that people always need a dialogue, and now the situation between Ukraine and Russia, also 1 million people waiting and need dialogue between our countries, between our professionals and colleagues, and facilitation in this moment is more important for us as it maybe was before, really. And I believe that our skill to hear each other, to talk with each other, and to ask questions and really understand what people need is very important skills nowadays. And thank you that you are coming and going to share your ideas, your emotions, and your interest with us.
So I will ask Maria to share our presentation. Shalaka told a great story about us and about our history, so I won't tell it again. So we are happy to have our own facilitation company in Russia for 11 years already, and we would like to make this workshop kind of sharing. So we would like not also only to share our experience about clients' interviews and some maybe some unusual or maybe even amazing questions we found for us to discuss with our clients to meet their needs, but we also would like to invite you in this discussion and to share your experiences, because we see there are lots of experienced facilitators here with us today, and I think it will be great to discuss some very important points in communication with our clients, in finding the ways to help them, the best ways to help them, and to to talk about their pains and about their problems and about their goals. So today our agenda is to have a case study, kind of case study. We're trying to gather different kinds of questions we usually ask our clients. So we would like to invite you also to share this kind of questions. What would you like to ask a client? And afterwards, we will share the 7P framework that we use in our work, and some questions we find very important to ask in different situations that help clients to search inside their souls, inside their heads, and to find some interesting answers. Because we as facilitators see that questions is a very important part. It's the main part of our work. So we would like to share with you also our experience of working with clients who have very different levels of understanding also of facilitation processes. And of course, in the end, we would like to gather a bank of questions, and we hope you will take this treasure with you, all these questions. We will have a Jamboard file that you can download as PDF file with all these questions. And of course, we will send you the presentation that we prepared for this workshop with those questions we already wrote down in the presentation. Okay, but first of all, we would like to learn more about you. And we would like to ask you to look at these bridges, and please choose one bridge that you feel familiar with. So what kind of bridge you are as a facilitator? You know that in Zoom you have an opportunity to comment, to annotate. You can choose any sign and put it here for us to see what kind of bridge you are. If you need any help with finding these dots, yes, I see that you found already hearts. Thank you.
So, Alenxadra, we should choose a picture of a bridge which represents us as facilitators.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, absolutely.
How do you feel as a facilitator if you were a bridge?
Do you hear my audio? I see that Connie don't hear me. Is it okay?
Yes.
It's okay. 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 Great.
Yes, it's all right now, but I think as soon as you asked us to pick a bridge, and then we didn't hear from that point on.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't mind to go back like 30 seconds.
Okay, so please, if you know how to annotate, how to comment in Zoom, you can find any kind of dot or sticker and put it on that picture or on that bridge that you feel are most like you as a facilitator. What kind of bridge are you? Paolo, from a tablet, you also can do it. Just give me a minute but actually you can tell me what kind of bridge you are, or write it in a chat, and I will put a dot from you on the photo.
Wow, there are a lot of arrows also coming in.
Mm-hmm. The second, okay, I will put the second for Umi. Mm-hmm.
Pronina, would it be possible that those bridges are numbered so that it is easier for us in the chat to say number 2 or number 1 or number 3?
Okay,
could be easier that way.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Sure. So this is number 1. This is number 2. Do you see it? Number 2. Is it? Okay.
Yes.
This is number 3. It's very small numbers, I think. 4. Just a second. This is 5. Small numbers, but well, I hope you will see them. And 6.
Okay. Lot of choices coming in the chat.
2, 4. Okay. Number 3. Yes, I see.
Number 5 for Cheryl.
Yes. I put all these numbers that are in chat now. I put the dots. 3 for Sophie. Yes, done. 6 and 4.
4 for
Number
Julie.
2. So number 2 is also very popular. Number 3. Yes, and 2 once again. Yeah, I see 4.
But I like also the others. 4.
Okay, 3. Yes, I see.
You want number 3?
Yep, done. And
Number 4.
Okay.
Thank you for your answers. Yes, and we would like ask you now to comment one of your choice, just one voice from one picture. Why you decided to choose this picture? Who would like to comment your choice? Rosa, yes.
For
Rosa
me,
is on mute.
oh, could I
Rosa.
go, Abu Bakr?
Okay.
Hey, can I speak?
Yeah, Murat.
I chose number 2 because I realize number 2 is supported from both below and above. And I look at this as a stronger bridge because I'm sure that I can't fall off the bridge given the support from below. For me, that's the reason why I chose number 2.
Great.
Thank you. Rosa, do you want your hand?
You have your microphone switched off, so you need to switch it on.
I think she mentioned in the chat that wrong hand, so maybe by mistake.
Okay, sorry. So Murali, please, you were second one with your hand.
Yeah, I always feel, there's always a human element, so that there is a process involved in the roadmap of facilitation, but always there is a human element to support the process, So we as human beings just hold on and take the group forward. That was my perspective on that.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Farinetta, yes, please.
Yeah, thanks. So for me, it's number 2 because it's got an aerial view and I see it as a facilitator covering everybody, having a holistic view and being able to serve the community from that space.
Well, thank you. This also number 2, but another perspective. Thank you.
Yeah, for me, number 1, this bridge shows ups and downs. Sometimes the bridge goes down, sometimes it goes up. For me, as a facilitator, some situation you come across, you fall down or you may go up. Whatever it is, ultimate goal is reached through this ups and downs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
you
you.
for Brunda.
Yeah, I have chosen number 3. Why? Because the bridge is within the nature and it's all of greens. So as humans, we are always close to nature. And as a facilitator, we always try to take the participants towards the outcome. And same here, as humans are close to nature, we always take them with their natural behavior. We take the inputs and take to the desired outcome. That's why.
Oh, so nature is also very important here. Yes, in this context. Thank you, Paolo, and then Cheryl and Sophie.
Can I go? This is Sophie.
Okay.
I'll speak to number 3 because I believe as a facilitator, through the various conversations and ability to help teams explore their potential where they never expected they would be to reach their destination. I relate with the bridge in number 3, that I'm able to, through my facilitation skills, the questions you talk about, the many questions we ask, we are able to help people discover more of their potential to reach a given destination than they ever thought they would.
Kind of discovery, yes.
I have my mic on if you want.
Yeah,
Hello,
great.
and thank you for this. I chose 1 because sometimes as a facilitator, your life starts with black and white when you're approaching activities. And you also have to work on different levels. So you have these 2 levels bridge. Also, if you look at the bridge, it's like an infinity because it's like an 8. And towards the end, you start to get colors. So this is a bit how our work and life is. We are working on a liquid surface and have to adapt, but we are working towards the infinity and creating colors while we do it.
Thank you, Paulo. Thank you. Yes. Cheryl?
Yes, I chose 5, although I really think as a facilitator, I use all of them. But I chose 5 because no matter how much you prepare, which I'm really looking forward to your comments about that, is you have to follow the path of the group that you're facilitating. And it can go up and it can go down. And the group really sets their path for how you get to the other side. And so that's why I chose 5, because I think of myself as an extremely fluid and flexible facilitator that comes in well prepared and then ready to walk whatever path my group wants to walk.
Okay. Yes, thank you. And okay, that will be our last comment. Tisha?
Good morning, everyone. It's 6:30 a.m. here in Toronto. So I chose number 2 because I feel like it represents the potential that the participants can reach. They come in where the cars are, so pretty much even, not understanding or not even realizing the potential that they have, and that as a facilitator, I help them reach to throughout the sessions.
So lots of comments about bridge number 2. Yes, that's very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for this.
It'd be interesting to see the reasons for choosing number 6. We haven't heard what Rosa has shared in the chat.
Yes, Rosa wrote that she feels the bridge is solid and secure, that will give a sense of security for clients to move without risks. So that's also a new perspective for the facilitator's role. And thank you, Shalaka. That's really important about the bridge number 6. And one more comment also about the second bridge, that it impressed lots of facilitators. So it's very tall. So, and since you are there, you can see everyone and everything down and look up as well as at the same time. So you as a facilitator can pull people who are down there with the hope of giving them a better life, as you know, the clear picture at both the places. Also, since the bridge is tall, you as the facilitator can see the opportunities as well. Whoa, that's really insightful. Thank you. So let's move on. Thank you for this sharing. And you can, if you can write down in the chat just a number of years of your facilitation experience, please, just for us to, well, to understand. We think that lots of you already know the 7P framework, but just to have the understanding of the picture. So Maria, you can move on to the next slide. We will, yeah, 19 years, 7 years, 5 years, 7, like 7 P's, 5, 4, 25, oh my God, 4, 12, 10, 17, 8, 5, about 10, 16,
Wow.
25, wow, it's amazing, 7, 10. So I think that will be a great sharing in small groups when we will move on to our next steps. And I feel that we will collect an amazing collection and bank of questions. So moving on, let's see what we would like to discuss with you today. So we all know that there are several steps in the facilitation journey. There was session preparation, session running the session, and the session closing, and the follow-up afterwards, some more steps when the session was ended. And in our facilitation trainings, we always pay great attention specifically to session preparation. And working with the client and deep dive interviews, we always do the interviews because we are convinced that good preparation is, well, 80% of session success. And as old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. So whether you are preparing for a strategic planning session or conflict resolution or, I don't know, team building, the secret to preparation is the same. So you must achieve a clear understanding of the whole picture, of the whole situation, of different parts of the client's team. And in our work, 7P's framework helps us a lot. And there may be other steps in the preparation process, but to have a successful outcome, we always keep in mind these 7 parts of preparation work and of preparation discussion with our clients. So we try to collect lots of information, and that's why now we try to make individual interviews every time. So with each team member, of course, if the team more than 20, 30, 40 people, we change the process. We use online questioning, but it's very important part for us to learn more about the situation, about the people, about their communication, about the context of the situation. So questions are a big and important part of our life, and especially the life of facilitator. And facilitators work really we always work with questions, and they are all the time, they are around us. We use different cards with questions, and we use different tools to create questions. And of course, some powerful and strengthful questions work like a bridge to our clients and help us to see the whole picture, to understand them better. So Maria, can you please switch on to the next slide? So it's something, no, the previous one. Yes, thank you. So I would like to say how important this attention to the questions in our work, and the more deep and precise questions we ask our client, the better we can understand the issues and the objectives of our clients. And a good question often bring us, the clients, and us and our clients closer to the understanding of the whole situation, of what they really want to solve, what they really want to achieve with a session, with a meeting. And before we introduce the 7P tool, we would like to create a discussion about questions. And for this one, we would like you to imagine a situation that a client called you and say that I would like to have a strategy session for my top management team. And you all already know that this is a retail company and it's a branch of one international company. It's a well-known one. And now you need to get prepared for this meeting. You are preparing to visit your client and to interview him or her. So now you will have about 7 to 10 minutes working in groups, discussing this preparation. So we will send you the link to the Jamboard desk. Just a second. Maria, can you please send a link to the chat? And working in a group, please share what questions would you like to ask this client to learn more about his situation, to learn well, maximum of important issues, of important information that will help you to make the scenario, that will help you to create this session. So how can you reach a deeper understanding of his goals? Now I will share the Jamboard just to show you the framework that we will use. So now you will see this Jamboard, and each team will have their own slide. So if you will appear, if you will meet with your colleagues in room number 1, you open this slide. It's room number 1. If you have other rooms, you will find your room. So each room has a number. And please, when you are in a breakout room, find the desk for your work. So you will have time to create your list of questions and put them here with stickers. To create a sticker, you need to press this one, write down something here and put save, and it will appear on the desk.
Sash, could you share the rights for our participants, because somebody can open the link?
Just a second.
Just check it.
Yeah, it's not opening. It says, sorry, unable to open the file at present.
It's absolutely opened for everyone. Just let's try once again. And someone already reached. Just a second. Please try once again this link. Is it okay? It was made accessible to all. Yes, we checked this.
Yes, it is opening now.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it opens now.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, so let's see if everyone can open it now, and if it's okay, so we will open our breakout rooms.
We will work in 7 breakout rooms for 7 minutes, and your aim is generate a lot of questions that you would like to ask your client.
So here, please collect all the questions that you would like to ask your client. And afterwards, we will also visit each group to ask how are you doing there, and to know if you are okay with these questions. So, okay, are we ready to open the breakout rooms? Yes, we are ready. Welcome to the breakout rooms. Please join. So everyone is here. Thank you. So thank you for your work. You wrote down wonderful, lots of questions that really are very important in the dialogue with our clients. And soon we will be back to that Jamboard to use all these questions and to combine them, to spread them into the areas that also can help you to build this dialogue with the client. And that's a very interesting thing, that if we combine all the questions that you wrote in all your groups, we will get this kind of structure, and we can make these categories. For example, using these 7 Ps that we use in our work, and we'll use this framework. First, we found about these 9 Ps from Pamela Lupton-Bowers, and then we saw Michael Wilkinson's is using it, and sometime later we also looked through all our questions that we usually prepare for our clients, and find out that this 7P structure is very useful for us, and it's very helpful. So these 7 intuitive and clear areas that we use as a framework in the dialogue help us to build the whole picture. And we will briefly take you through each area, maybe with some small examples. But it's very important to remember that during the interview and during a live dialogue with a client, the discussion can be built very differently with a completely different sequence. And even the clients themselves differ from one to another. I'm sure you all know it. You're all very experienced facilitators. So one client can easily describe the issues and objectives of the session, and another client will need from 2 to 3 meetings to clearly describe the session's objectives. And our role, our big role, is to help him to search through all the problems, all the thoughts that he has in his or her head. And one client can easily go into a lot of details, describing all the situation and the context and all the small things about people. And another can spend hours discussing their working conditions, you know, the venue, the breaks, lunch, and so on. And well, the third client, just silent, just thinking, have very few words, but feels that he needs some help. He needs to search the truth, to search the objective. That's why the discussion can be structured differently, but it's always important to keep in mind the information you need to get a good understanding of the situation. So towards the end, we will share a list of most popular questions we use, but that's extremely important that you share that questions that you use in your work. So talking about these 7 areas, it's important to remember that you have purpose, and that it explains why the session is being held. Product, some session deliverables. You can turn on all the problems. We will go through them once again. It's potential obstacles to be faced, and all these problems that client can tell you, would like to solve. Lots of information about people. So we trying to know everything about those people that are invited to the session, about their relationships, about their communication, about their experience in this profession, in this company, about their experience in participating in facilitation also. So there are the PE's parameters, and it's also very important to know the scope of the meeting. So to help focus on what interventions we can use. And we also always discover what questions and what responsibility have these people who are invited to the session. A very important thing about the place, and if we are talking about online facilitation, it's platform and some additional instruments that you can use online, and some pre-reading, some additional information and reports and data and questionnaires that you use preparing this contact for the session. So especially about strategy, especially about strategic session, we need to have lots of analytics, lots of reports, visions, and so on, for people to be aligned, for all of them to understand equally the situation and the point that we are starting with. So some sessions need lots of pre-reading work.
Mm-hmm. And then we collect all the information in this area. We feel that we are ready to prepare a good scenario for our session.
Mm-hmm.
And before we go in deeper in each area, and we'll show you the question, we will ask you to go to your Jamboards and using this scheme of 7 Ps to range all your questions that you have already in these areas, and see, do you really have all questions in each area, or maybe you can find and generate another question that in area that you still not covered.
We have just a few words more about these areas. You can switch on to the next slide. There is a small description about each area. So of course, purpose is the main thing we are pointing in. This is the key point of the discussion, and it's the first thing that we use to start the discussion. But well, from our experience, very often we face with the situation when a client declares one objective, but after several meetings and interviews, the session purpose starts to sound differently, absolutely different. And the client finally identifies and describes his real pain or problem that needs to be addressed, but it's not on the first meeting. That's why we usually prepare different questions about these objectives for different meetings. So usually we return to this topic many times. Also after discussing other details of the situation, other details about the people, about the business situation. And this is the pool when we are thinking about the real purpose, the real pain. Yes, thank you, Cheryl. I see your comment. I think we experience that every time, 95% of the sessions we experience this situation. Okay, and the next one is product. Briefly, so this is a vast area that directly flows out of the session purpose discussion. So the client can't always clearly articulate what he really needs. Well, sometimes it's very hard for him just to draw. We usually ask to draw the product on a paper. We are trying to draw with the client, and we always align a tangible session result. What specifically will the group leave the session with? So what will they have in their hands, like a metaphor? Sometimes we also ask what participants must have in their heart, in their head, and in their hand when they leave the session. So that this is also very important to clarify with the client before we start any scenario work. The next thing is the problem. And the problem, well, here is where we discuss the pain that the client wants to relieve. Often a client avoids this topic, and it's ridiculous to discuss it in the details. But it's extremely important to find out what was done before this session to try to solve this problem. What have they done before? Because I think most of our clients come to a session after some steps. They tried something to solve this problem before the session. So we would like to know more about what they did about it. So this is a very, well, it's a vast topic of discussion around what was happened before the problem appeared. What could be possible complications during the session, and maybe some concerns. Maybe they already have some solutions they don't want to work on. So of course, it often happens that a client is concerned that the participants will keep silence, for example. It's also a problem that they can tell you. Or maybe the conflict of interest may arise during the session. And sometimes they ask us, what will you do if people start arguing? Or maybe they start shouting? And that's also the problem that bothers them a lot. So the next one, people.
The next one, people, and here we discuss the participants, and sometimes the client knows right of who should participate and why, and sometimes they are unable to determine the number of the participants and the kind of people they need, and this brings us back to discussion the session objectives and what is the role of the participants and in helping them reach their objectives. And sometimes we take the list of participants and discuss on each who can take a part in a session and discussion. And sometimes our clients have a real insight about, oh, really, I don't think that this person is really important. And now I understand why I should invite him in our session and so on. So it's interesting traveling and in our discussion, who will come and why.
We don't see that. Yes, this is and the next point, parameters. Here we discuss all the conditions of the session. So the duration, the context, the specifics of how many how many notes they will have, how people address each other, what names do they use. Is there any strict dress code, for example? Maybe they have templates for capturing discussion results that are that is a must that we can use during the session. And we also find out how well the company is aware of the facilitation method. Maybe they had some similar sessions in the past, and maybe it was not a very good experience. And it's very important for us to know about some unpleasant experiences in facilitation that the group or a client had. One more thing is place. And place.
Yes. In the place, it's very important. Now we have two places, online and offline, and in current situation, then everything is happening online. We discuss what platform can the client use, and are there any limitation of choosing platform? Which online platform do they know, and how well they know it, and how they use it? But in the usual offline life, we always pay special attention for the place, and we have a list of requirements that we discuss with our clients, and sometimes we can unpredict despite of this list of requirements. We have an example. Then we came to the strategic session, and the room that we discussed before was in absolutely black carpet, black was totally black, and it was absolutely shocked for us, and we tried to color it in our facilitation manual. We put a lot of list of flip charts. We tried to use a lot of color just to make it not so strategic as it seems than we came the day before. So it's interesting. So the place, it's very important, and we believe that our space around influence to the participants, it's very important to understand how it influences and try to do it the best for
Maria,
influence.
Maria, could you please share the problem slide again? I missed that.
We will send you the presentation, the whole presentation. You will get it in PDF.
Okay.
Yes, yes, you will see them. Wait, sorry.
So the last point is pre-reading. We will switch on to pre-reading. Yes, and this is here we discuss the information the participants need to have before the session or during the session. They will need it. So we check that it's completely ready for the discussion, and they have all these analytics and this data and numbers and so on. And sometimes our clients want to show huge presentations at the beginning of the session, and we always try to communicate, to discuss this option, to make it beforehand, to provide some important information beforehand, and on the session have only discussions on this information, well, shortly presented, and then big discussions, answering the questions, highlighting insights. So we need to, for everyone, to be clear on basic information that they need to discuss the problem, or to discuss, well, to solve something. So of course, not all participants read the pre-read, the information they receive. And that's why we always print all these materials, or we have them with on notebooks for every participant who would like to refresh this information, so they can use this printed presentation, or they can use the files in the computer, and not to feel uncomfortable, but just to see the important information before we start the discussion. So now we would like you to invite once again to your Jamboard. Yes, sure, we will. I'm sharing the link now. Yes, please, you can open once again. And now, please open the next slide. So each group has the second slide after that one where you placed your questions. I will make this one for the seventh group. It's number 16. Okay, can you see it?
I'm in group 7. We're having issues and it's still showing up. So number 16 that you just gave to us is still showing up blank on my screen.
16. So
yeah, page 16 is still showing up blank on my screen. And 17.
So let's check. We have, for each group, we have the first slide with your questions, this like this, and the second slide with 7 Ps. Yep, let's check out that each group has both slides. Room number 4, yes. Room number 5. Just a second. Room number 6, 5, 7. Okay, so did you find your slides? Is everything ok?
So if you go back 2 slides, this is Tisha, I'm in room number 7. So if you go back one more. I didn't have this screen, I had this one. So these are our questions for room 7.
Okay, we will copy it for you to this slide.
Yeah, you need to
And
refresh.
you can yes, use it, this stickers.
Could you repeat that, please? You both started talking at the same time.
Sorry. We will copy your questions on the previous slide, and
Okay.
you can arrange it on this page.
Okay, but I don't see that page either.
Can you refresh your yes, just page, refresh the page.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, great. So please look at your questions and try to sort them to these 7 categories and to see if you missed something, in which P you have lots of questions, different questions, and what P have few questions. We will have 10 minutes for this.
I suggest 7 minutes.
7, okay.
Just to finish in the right time.
7 minutes, yes. And then we will be back to the main room to discuss what we have. Okay, so now we are ready to open the breakout rooms.
How do we move the points from one slide to another?
Just copy, just Control C, Control V, just copying.
Oh, I think I tried doing that.
I see that we have 2 unassigned participants. Pranit, do you hear me? Could you please tell me what room you were before? Ah, she's not unassigned anymore.
I joined in late. Hello.
Hello.
I'm not assigned. I joined in late, I think.
Did you work in any room before?
No.
Okay, then we'll just assign you. Give me a second. I have a look where we have. Okay, room number 5, if you're okay with it.
Anywhere.
Okay. Ah, and we have one more unassigned participant. Do you see invitation? Oh, okay. So. Okay, it looks like we have 2 more colleagues. Oh, more colleagues, not. I'm
supposed to be in group 2, room 2, room number 2.
Okay, just a second. Divansh, sorry if I pronounce your name is incorrectly.
This is Abdurrahman.
What was your group previously?
Yeah, group 2. Group 2. That's room 2.
Yes, you should move there. Just wait for a second.
All right.
You should see invitation, because now I can see you in room number 2, but you have not joined it. You should accept invitation. Javad, Divansh, do you hear me?
Yes, good evening. Sorry, I'm late to join.
Did you join just like right now, or did you work
Yes.
before in the room? Right
No,
now.
just
Okay.
now. I had a
Okay.
network issue.
Okay.
So if I'm disturbing the process, I can withdraw and join back from you.
I think it could be interesting for you in any cases. I will assign you to room number 1.
Yes.
Okay. Not seen invitation to join. Okay. Okay. Okay, так. Let me see. Number 4. Okay, let me move you to number 4. I moved you to room number 4. Так, Саша, сейчас все вернутся.
Юль, там, представляешь, почему-то не копируются, на шестой комнате не копируются стикеры и не переносятся на другой слайд.
Не копирую. Давай просто не переносите, просто быстро напишите еще раз вот эти purpose, вот эти 7 штук. Это будет быстрее, то есть не тратьте на это. Слушай, Маш, у нас осталось 3 секунды, сейчас всех выкинет. 7 минут пролетело вот так. Давай, может быть, этот rooms open на какое-то время.
Ну, давай.
Так, сейчас.
Они там работают. Ну, блин, у нас время тоже такое.
Пока этот, пусть будет.
А где Саша? Я ее тоже не вижу.
Так, сейчас тебе скажу, она была где-то.
Она в 6-й комнате.
Сколько мы еще минут дадим? Давай я всем этот бродкаст пошлю месседж.
So we are waiting for all other groups. So welcome back. Welcome here once again. And we would like to ask you, some groups finished everything and sorted all the questions, and others who had lots of questions didn't do some parts of this sorting, but never mind, you will have all these questions with you. And of course, we will send some additional questions from us, but we would like to ask you to share your some insights, your thoughts about what P's were very popular in your groups, which had very many questions, and what P's maybe you missed or you covered everything. Can you please share some thoughts?
Yeah, I can share in room number 1. We covered 6 P's. We left the pre-reading. So most of the questions were on purpose and problem, product. Yeah, it's equally divided, I would say, other 6 P's. It's very interesting, simple framework. Thank you very much. We can't miss anything once we use this framework with our client.
Okay, thank you, Narcia.
Please.
Francis, Emmanuel, if you want to add anything from the group number 1, thank you very much for your contributions.
Narcy, I think that's good. Thank you. Thank you. Group 1, we are happy with what we did. Thank you, Narcy, for presenting us.
Thank you.
Yeah, well represented.
Thank you.
So we have hands to hands. Yes, please.
Hi, I'll go next. I'm representing role number 5, and this was what we came up with. We did notice that we had done a lot of work on problems, so that was most voted. I guess purpose could have been dealt with a little more, and we filled in a fresh place was blank, so we filled in some fresh points on place. And yeah, I guess it's a great framework to look at, what are probable spaces where we could focus better on. So thank you very much. Quick framework and quick recipe to finding solutions.
Banu, if you were my client, I'll ask this first question. Are you aware the mountain behind you is moving?
We move mountains, yeah. I am glad you got the metaphor.
Yeah, faith moves mountains. Yeah.
With the 7 P's.
Yes.
Thank you. Tisha, please.
Good morning, everyone, again. So I'll just share our board. So we got quite a bit for people and problems. We were able to kind of get a question for every single one, but people, problems, and then followed by purpose, product, and place, and then parameters. But pre-reading was like company information, background, competitive landscape, etc. So I think we did really good. We got a good range of questions.
Thank you. Murali?
Hi. It was a nice conversation, to put all the questions in all the P's. So pre-reading and people was on top, which came up for us. What we really missed is a place. So that's the only thing. But yeah, what we really got together is kind of a good conversation, debate before we put all those things into the right place. Like that's what we experienced there.
And to add to what Murli just said, I was with him. I think what was also interesting is we clarified our understanding about what is the difference between purpose, product, and problems.
Oh, great. Yes, that's a very important point. We always have this discussion with our students and with our colleagues, and really the difference between purpose and product is really very important, and even clients, they don't see the difference. So the purpose is why we are doing the session, and the product is what we are going to see in the end. So what we will take in our hands, and that's very important.
Yeah. Just to add to that, because I was in the same room. So now when you come out of the room and when I read what was shared before, the purpose explains why the session is being held and the overall aim, and the problems are potential obstacles to be faced. So it's actually potential problems. So when we are sharing about problems in the current strategy, does that actually go in problems or does that go in purpose? Is my question.
Well, problems are those bothering things that are in the head of the client. So he can see different problems, lots of problems, but not all of them well go into this session. You know, so before we state the final purpose, we need also to discuss properly the product. And when he draw this product and he sees, oh yes, this is what I want to get with me after the session. Afterwards, they see what problems really comes to the session to get this product and what maybe we need to solve afterwards, or they need another session. So that is really a very interesting discussion. Thank you.
So just to clarify what I understood, current problems that we're facing would go under purpose, and potential problems we can face when getting that product would go under the problems. Is my understanding correct?
Yeah. Thank you. You have also a hand, Lowen. I'm sorry if I'm correct with the name. Shanlin, thank you.
Lowen. Group 2, I want to share for group 2. Awesome. Group 2, okay. Let me share.
Okay.
So with team, we have a lot of discussions. We have similar pattern as group room 1. We identify 6 of them, except pre-reading. Pre-reading, we add them after we have learned from your 7 pre.
Okay. So you added
preparation where research report, they are so important, but we didn't mention that before. And then we also have some discussion about all these parameters, what need to go under parameters, what need to be put under problems. For example, is tensions a problem we need to resolve, or is a parameter? Sounds like based on what I just heard, tensions could be a problem. Am I correct?
Well, yes, it could be problems, but that's not so important to divide it strictly. Okay. You know, this is the problem and this is the parameter. That's not so important, but I will share with you now, just I have 1 minute, but I would like to share with you the questions that we put in these categories. So if you are not, if you agree, I will show you the questions. So this is the questions about, let's start with the purpose. It will be very fast. I won't read them all because you all now get the presentation in your chat. So some important questions about the purpose, you already mentioned them in your boards. But one question I would like to share with you is, what would a total failure look like for you? So we usually ask our clients about a failure. So if the session totally failed, how it happened, what was happened, what you saw as a result that you say it's a failure. And also we ask about the success. So how will you know the session is successful? When you get this feeling of success, what do you see? What do you get? So these 2 points we usually focus on, also discussing the purpose. The next thing is product.
Alenxadra, is it about measure of success? Measure of success of this session?
Yes, we discuss these measures of success. So how he will see and what he will see in detail, some criteria of the success of the session.
Yeah, sometimes I also watch your plan to implement these things. So how will you implement? Who will be the people who will be implementing?
Absolutely.
It is very important for us. Otherwise,
absolutely.
Yeah, it can boomerang on us. So it's better to know, and also puts accountability on them to, implement and show results. It's not only the facilitator.
Yeah, and we ask, what will you do with all that results that you get?
Yeah.
How you will use them? Who will look through the involvement in their work? Who will be in contact with others, with all the participants after the session about these results, and so on. So, and from these questions about the product, one that is maybe interesting for you: what will happen if you do nothing? If you don't do this session? And sometimes it's a question that makes clients think a lot. So we don't have any time, and we can't take your time. So we will send you, and already sent in the chat, please note that you have an opportunity to download this file and you can see all these questions. So you will have these questions from us. Some of the questions, of course, you already discussed in your groups, but I think that you will find 1, 2, or 3 questions. Maybe it will be great for us if you have something important and new for you from these questions. And this is the project passport. It's just one last thing I would like to share you, that we create together with our client a project passport where we fill in together these 9 points, these 9 categories also. So we finalize all the discussions together for us both to see equally the purpose, all details about the budget, all the team from our side and his side, all the key success factors of the session, the metrics, the value, or everything about the risks, the project scope and dates. So this is 1 page for me, for us, and for the client that we, somehow sign in. It's written, and we see that everyone understands equally what is going on and what is the project. So thank you for your time. Sorry we have these 5 minutes from you and our small present, the sign from the universe. Please think about a number from 1 to 12 now. Just imagine 1 number in your head. And now we will open some pictures and find the picture with this number. This will be the sign of what will help you to build a deeper understanding of your client's needs. So everyone is ready? Do you have 1 number in your head?
Wow, this is so exciting.
Yes, we are ready.
You are ready. Okay, everyone have 1 number. Please see the picture. Find your number.
Wow, mine is 5.
Beautiful.
11.
It's nice.
Number 2.
So
wow,
you already know that the answer is in your head. So
Okay.
you can see this
number
answer. 2. Oh, great. So thank you so much for your time. Sorry we took 5 more minutes from you, but we hope it was, well, somehow useful and important. And we are very thankful for you to share your experiences. You can use everything you see and the presentation also, of course. And the Jamboard, you can download the PDF file from Jamboard and you will use all the questions you created with your team and other teams also. So, Maria.
Is it possible to share the file again? I think some people missed it.
I will download it just now and send to the chat.
Wonderful. So while you're doing that, let me thank Alenxadra and Maria. Thank you so much for taking us through this so very important, kind of journey and learning experience. You shared your own experiences, helped us to kind of gather a treasure of questions that we could ask, and also shared some very powerful questions that we could ask our clients. And like Narsi said, it's like having a foolproof, model for us to reach out to our clients with. Very, very useful, very relevant, very practical. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And thank you everyone for sharing your, spending your Saturday some time with us in this global community of facilitators. Looking forward to seeing you for the next month's webinar. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shalaka.
Thank you.
Thanks, Maria, and thanks, Alenxadra. Lovely session.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Enjoy the
everybody.
day.
Thank you. Some of us shared the email to receive the PowerPoint.
Yeah. Okay.
So we cannot get it. So I'll just drop my email too so that we can get it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for this.
Thank you. Thank you so much. This has been beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
I've shared my email for the PowerPoint. I couldn't see it in the chat room.
I will drop it in the WhatsApp group for Africa.
Okay.
If you're the Africa WhatsApp group, I'll drop it there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
so Emmanuel, I'm not on the IAF Africa WhatsApp group. Will you ask John to send it to me? John Kingsley?
Okay, Shalaka, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'll tell John to send it to you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Paolo, I know you've been having some different experiences on the technology front today. I think we have your email, so we should be sending you the email soon.
Excellent. Wonderful session. May facilitation live forever and ever.
Yeah.
Across the world, we are one big family. Whatever happens, we are the ones that can make peace happen.
Thank you, Paolo. We believe in that.
I'm so excited. It's my first day here, so I'm happy. Thank you so much, ladies.
Keep in touch, Alenxadra and Maria.
We would love to see you also, Elizabeth.
I'm here for any energy and support and whatever.
Thank you. We feel that support. That's very important for us, really. Thank you.
Ciao. Great session. Brave. Great. Спасибо.
Пожалуйста. Thank you.
Abdul, so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining in.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, Abdul.
Thank you for sharing the video in the end. It's great to see you. Thank you.
And also, Shalaka, thank you so much for the moderation.
Thank you, Shalaka.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shalaka.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Bye-bye, Paolo.
Goodbye, Paolo. Take care.
I need to copy all the emails. Just a second to.
Yeah, you can just click on Save Chat on the 3 dots there, and just click on Save Chat. That will save the entire chat for you.
Yes, I see. Юля, спасибо большое. Юля, thank you very much for your support, for your energy, your smile. Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. It was interesting. Especially it was interesting for me to have it in English, not in Russian.
So Julia is also part of Facilitation Point.
Yes, Julia, yes. How she's a part of our Facilitation Point.
I would say the most interesting projects in the most excited places, including Dubai and some kind of mountain, we are together with Facilitation Point.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great. So thank you very much.
Yes, we facilitated a big session for